Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to On the Couch. Today we're doing an interview as we always do with an entrepreneur because we want to learn more about their business, learn more about how they got to where they are, and hopefully take something from that and do it ourselves, take it into our own businesses, our own lives. So really we're focusing on their mindset, what makes them tick, how do they got over hard times, what advice they'd give other people. Um, and it's funny the feedback I'm getting. A lot of people like are in business 20 odd years and they're saying, things they did know, but maybe they needed to hear again or whatever. So hopefully it's resonating with you guys. And I'm just going to take our guest on now. Try and move back a little bit because every time I take someone on, I seem to only see like from here of me, not that that matters.
Oh,
Hi.
I'm on the phone here, couldn't get the laptop working.
No, 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 you have to go on the phone anyway, so it's
Perfect.
fine. Yeah. I was just saying I'm trying to like stay back a little bit because whenever I see the
I know.
recording, it'll be like my chin.
I need to extend my arm a bit here with this phone.
All good. So, basically, I was just saying we're going to have a quick chat about you, your business, how maybe some things you've got through, and you can help other people with it. So we'll just
Perfect.
jump in. Give us your name, your business name, and maybe your business in about 60 seconds if you can.
60 seconds, okay. I don't know if I'm going to get it all in 60 seconds. I don't have that much going on at the moment. It's a lot of it's primarily holistic based. So I'm based here in Ballybofey and I run a holistic therapy practice here. Mostly specialising in fertility and women's health and supporting women during fertility issues and stuff like that. I also, as well, have a baby reflexology page as well, which I teach baby reflexology classes. So it's kind of every end of the scale from helping women to conceive to then helping them with their babies. I also teach as well down in the Pyramid Holistic Centre in Carrigan's. So I teach massage and reflexology down there as well at diploma level. So it's all holistic based. So supporting women and their fertility journey, supporting them as parents then, doing the reflexology classes. And also kind of just supporting women in general because there's other things as well. There's support with anxiety, with reflexology, holistic treatments, stuff like that. And then teaching other women to be the best therapists that they can be. So sure, look, it's the best job in the world.
Great. And when you're teaching people how to do the massage, are you teaching how to do on babies or on
On
people?
adults.
On adults.
So I
Okay.
teach ITech. It's ITech that I teach through. So that's the primarily the college. That's what their certifications are in. It's ITech. And the reason why we decided to go with ITech was because it is globally recognised. So if you decide to move country, you can take your certification with you. There's
Very good.
also other accreditations as well, such as FHT and all that as well. But it's ATEC would be the main ones that we would offer in the college. There's loads of courses. Thankfully, we're really busy down there at the moment, and some of the students actually done their exams there last week as well. So it's all go, which is
Very
great.
good. Very good. So now that obviously we're not in physical contact with people, are you still working with women online or how are you?
We're Zooming at the moment,
Yeah.
and Zoom actually has really opened me up to a whole other market, Emma, as you know yourself. So I'm delivering a lot of my own personal baby reflexology classes on Zoom. So you'd be surprised where people are healing from or where they're coming from, as far away as people logging in from the States, people in from England, France. So it's all good. Like I have to say, that's the one thing that came out of COVID, which really taught me is I can expand my business no matter where I want to go, which is great. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things we talked about a few years ago as well. You're like, Grania, you need to get online, and I done it.
I know it's so funny the amount of people that I've been speaking to years ago who are now coming back to me going, remember that thing you told me to do? Let's start doing that now. Let's get on there.
Like, you were right.
Yeah, I know. Always like to hear that. There's Bateau. Hi, she was on with us, one of our second people ever on, so she's still there
Brilliant.
supporting. So thank you. So outside of all that baby stuff, what would
Yes.
you say you're known for by like your friends and family?
Oh God, sure. Look, if you were to ask them, I think I have a wee bit of a wacky side. I'm one of these friends that's like, I come down for a bottle of wine. Well, not that there's many bottles of wine now at the moment, but
Mhm.
I would fancy myself as a wee bit of a mystic as well. So it's like bring your wine, but bring your angel cards as well, type of thing. So I think too as well. Friends would kind of text me and maybe look for a wee bit of advice. So I suppose I'm a good listening ear as well. Sometimes I don't always say what they want to hear, but sure, that's what a good friend does, isn't it?
Mhm.
Aside from that, I suppose I work hard at my own family. So I work hard at the Quinn family. My partner is Quinn, I'm Duffy, and we have two girls. We share two girls together. So I suppose I'm mum. So you'll find me when there isn't a lockdown down at Kenner Melton on a Saturday. Take the girls horse riding and take them for ice cream and do what mums do as well. So I
Yeah.
suppose it's kind of getting the balance right as well. But no, I suppose aside from that, yeah, I work at my family and being mum and doing the mum stuff as well, which can be hard, but it's rewarding, you know.
And well, now that you're more online, do you find that you have more time or less time with the family?
Definitely,
What?
I can structure my time more. I know it's really hard at the moment because I have one at school and one not at school. But I can structure my time more in the morning. I work my working hours around the kids. So I kind of do a bit of a split during the day. So I stop to kind of feed them and give them their dinner after school, and then I do a few appointments in the evening. So I can structure that. That's the flexibility of working for yourself. That if I do need a day off, that I can do that, which is great. And
Yeah.
not everybody can say that. So that's one of the joys of working for yourself. But and it's so rewarding as well. You know.
Yeah, definitely. So, you've how long are you in business now? How many years?
I am in business now, nearly 5 years, Emma.
5 years. So what, like when you first started, how did you build it up? How did you get your clientele? Like what kind of marketing did you, or what advice would you give to people who are starting?
More word of mouth, Emma. That's all it was. It was kind of word of mouth. I started off really, really slow. Kind of when you start your business for the first time, you're full of doubt. You know, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this, but you do it. And yeah, then Facebook
Yeah.
ads, Facebook advertising till to this day as well. So yeah, between Facebook, word of mouth, and just I suppose enjoying what I do, and I think when clients come, that they can say that it's definitely a personalised service, and that they feel that they have my attention when they come, which is great, and that's I think that's great for client retention as well. That they feel that they're being given good treatments and that they're being listened to and it's a listening ear as well, and it's
Yeah.
private, and I don't know, I think it's just must be the wallpaper as well. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
So, with Facebook, did you say Facebook advertising? Do you do the paid ads or is it
I do the
just
paid
post?
ads, do the
Oh,
paid
yeah,
ads,
okay.
and I find that they're really, really good.
And
Not
you
so
know
much on
your
Instagram, and that's
target.
something I suppose I need to work at, but definitely the Facebook paid ads are
Yeah.
where I do most of my advertising.
Well, you know your target is women trying to get pregnant or women who have children, so you can be really, really specific in your ads and like really
Yeah.
specific targeting,
Really
so that
specific.
works.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's always the first time you do the ads, it's like anybody starting out, you're not too sure. But as you get more confident in doing your ads and finding your way around Facebook, mind you, there's probably loads I still have to learn. But at the minute I'm kind of managing it all right. But there's loads of courses from yourself as well, Emma, and support and guidance from different people that you can go to.
Yeah.
Um that's what business is about as well. It's about surrounding yourself with helpful people. Um,
Hmm.
and a good bit of advice was always, if you don't know how to do it, get somebody that does. And it's so
Hmm.
true, you know.
Definitely. And it can cut your time in half. You could spend weeks trying to figure it out. Whereas you could just hire someone and say, look, teach me how to do this, and then you're
Yeah.
flying, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And outsourcing too as well. Like as you
Mm.
said, Emma, a couple of years ago, like anything that you don't need to do, outsource it.
Yeah.
And it does take a while to do that, but then it relieves so much stress when you do, which is great.
Literally, and you can balance it. I mean, there's some things where you can do it yourself and it won't be as quick. But then if you feel like, I always say, if it's a job where you could be going out and making money, more money than it's worth,
Yeah.
get someone else to do it at the lower rate. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So true. Um that we site you told me to as well. The Fiverr site was brilliant.
Good.
Really,
Yeah.
really
If
good.
anyone hasn't checked out Fiverr, definitely. I'm even using it today. I'm literally
Yeah.
mailing someone today.
Yeah.
I just find it brilliant, even just for little things, like small things, like a
Yeah.
quick design, or
Yeah.
I just got someone. I'm doing YouTube at the minute, so I just got someone to like give me some pointers on YouTube. It was like a
Mm.
tip and give me class pointers, so it's those little things that, it's cutting my time like that, and it's getting me ready, and it's small. It's not like you have to spend 100 quid, it's
Yeah.
small.
No, it's
Yeah.
very manageable and it's great for people starting out as well.
Yeah.
And there's good communication too as well with Fiverr. And if you're
Yeah.
not happy, you can get it amended or adapted. So yeah, I have to say, yeah, there's so much support out there when you go looking for it.
Yeah, definitely. So, you mentioned at the start, when you start a business, it's kind of like self-doubt creeps in. You're
Mhm.
like, what am I doing? So, and that doesn't stop. Like that's, every once in a while that creeps in. Yeah. So like, what do you do when that self-doubt kind of creeps in, and it happens to all of us, but like, how do you overcome it? What would you give people advice on that?
I think, when you kind of sort of hit that plateau and you're like, will I or won't I think you have to kind of go back to why you started, and
Hmm.
kind of what you really want, where you're going with it. I think a big part of working for yourself and being an entrepreneur is not so much about the financial and the money. Yeah, we do need rewarded for our efforts for sure, and we have to pay our bills, and they're coming in every week. But I think it's how far can I take this thing? How can I be the best that I can be? Um,
Hmm.
it goes way beyond money. I think it just goes, um, how good you can be, really, and how well you can do something that you're interested in and how you're passionate about,
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
think I would read a lot of books as well. So there's The Secret, there's, Joe Dispenza, there's Bob Proctor, different books like that. So I find get an author that you can relate to, and that's easy to read. Some of them books aren't easy to read, and then some of them are easier than others. And I find it's all kind of similar information, but written in a different way. So get something that works for you as regards your reading interests. Audible too as well in the car. Stick it on in the car when you're driving, when you're out cutting the grass, when you're doing the laundry, whatever it is. Stick the earplugs in your ear and away you go. So
Yeah.
so I think reading books as well really does help. Um, and listening to people that have done it before as well.
Yeah,
People that have
definitely.
done it, for sure. That aren't scared. The people that aren't scared to take risks are the people that you listen to.
Yeah. Yeah. And
No.
I think, it's like I said, it's a continual thing. So even like, I know when I stop reading books and I stop speaking to other people and I kind of pull myself back, I'm like, oh, I need to go back into this. And sometimes it's not even reading a full book. Like I'll just open a page and read that, and that's what I feel like I needed to hear at that minute in time, or, that type of thing. So definitely, and I love, love, love Audible. I think it's
So
the
you
greatest
just
thing.
stick it in and away you go, and even different
Brilliant.
podcasts too as well. Really kind of help. And some days, as I say, it's like everything days you're in the mood for it, and there's days you're not. But
Yeah.
even if you just took away one line or one word, that's all you
Yeah.
need, and it could be something that you really need that week.
Definitely, definitely. So, out of those people that you read and all that kind of stuff, or even just people in general, is there anyone who really like inspires you, and why?
Actually, we're going really close to home here, but I know she'll not mind. She'll probably kill me. I don't even know if she's watching or not, but the principal of the school that I work for, I find her really inspirational. I think her ideas are amazing. And you know, she's coached me without coaching me. If you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean, in a roundabout way. She's a coach, but she hasn't coached, you know. So,
Mhm.
yeah, there's certain times that I would ring her and ask her, "What do you think of this?" And we're sort of sometimes in the same mindset as well. So yeah, she's really good. Antoinette's her name, Antoinette Moore, and the achievements that she has done in such a short space of time is amazing. So yeah, like she definitely does help with the whole mindset thing if I'm having doubt, and she'll kind of hold me accountable as well. You
Yeah.
have to have somebody to hold you accountable when you're working for yourself, because um, it's sort of they bring you back to, you know, why you're doing it. You know, you're procrastinating, whatever it is. So yeah, you know, I definitely thank her for sure. She's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And I love that. I love that it's not someone like famous, which is fine as well to have
Aye.
famous people. But there's so many people around us who don't even get the credit sometimes for, how much they, as you say, coach you without even coaching you, like just by what they're doing or saying.
Mm.
Like they just being around those people can make you go, okay, I should be doing more. Okay, this is what this
Yeah.
is what I should be doing. I love, love, love that.
Aye.
Um, so, if your business is 5 years now, where do you see it in the next, like maybe not
Um,
even 5 years, where do you see it in the next 2 years or 1 year?
Well, you see, there is plans afoot, Emma, but I can't say too much at the moment because it's all exciting. But yeah, we are expanding, for sure. And there's loads of exciting stuff coming, and hopefully you'll hear. I'm holding myself accountable now. I have to do it, but
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. Hopefully within the next couple of months, by the end of the year, start of next year, there'll be bigger developments afoot. So we're moving all the time. We're progressing all the time. There's a few different online courses as well I'm working on. So I'm hopefully going to have them rolled out by April. So there's other stuff online, stuff happening as well. So
Brilliant.
we're doing as good as we can at the moment. COVID, yeah, has been a bit of a bummer. But a lot of lessons have been learned from COVID as well. I can work online as well as at my clinic, so I can work anywhere really, which is great. And
Yeah.
you said that about 4 years ago, Emma, as well. You're like, you know, you actually can work anywhere. You don't actually need an office. You just need a laptop. And I'm like, oh, really? You can. You have to
Yes.
figure it out.
Sometimes the universe pushes you into things that,
It does.
you know, yeah, so it's fine. And I don't mind that people are coming to me now. I'm kind of happy. And you know what? Maybe it wasn't your time to do it a couple of years ago, so
Has to be the right time, and you have to be in the right headspace, and that's a big thing. Um,
Definitely.
you know,
Yeah. So, when you are moving forward and you're doing new things, and, I know with me, definitely a fear comes up. How do you get over that fear in your business? Or is that a fear for your, like, what's your kind of fears in your business?
I think as you go on, I think you've less fear. I think when you break down a few of the bigger fears that you had, you're like, you know what, you just face the fear and do it anyway, and
Mm.
whatever happens, happens. So I think you kind of get more confidence in your decision making. Now that doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You can go over it back, but you're like, well, I won't. I do have the money, you know, different things. But I think the further on that you make the decisions, the easier the decision making gets. Does that make sense? It kind of
Yeah.
it does. And
Yeah.
you kind of lose all awareness too of what people think of you. Because for a big thing, I don't know if it's an Irish thing, but you kind of just are worried about what the neighbour's going to say or the friend's going to say. And once you kind of get over that initial not worrying what anybody thinks, you kind of just go on ahead anyway and do it anyway and see what happens.
Yeah, it's massive that what other people think. I hear it all the time. And I was even
Mm.
speaking to a client this week who said she was at a networking event, and the lady said, "Look, I don't mean to like pitch my business, but here's what I do." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so annoying. Like, what is wrong with telling people what you do and like standing out and saying I'm good at what I do?" But it is, I feel like in school we're told to sit down and shut up. You're
Mm.
told not to stand out. You're told don't be blowing your own trumpet kind of thing. And then when it comes to business, that's what you have to do. And you've got a conflict there of like, what am I going to do? Move myself.
Yeah.
Even I think moving yourself forward, in the back of your head might be like, well, people are thinking, who does she think she is going online? Who does she think she is, doing whatever? So you're saying to overcome it, you have to just push those people away and realize that they're
Yeah.
not part of your
I
business and
think
think about
it's sort of, yeah, I think it's your life to live, and we only get one life. And having no regrets either. I don't want to be kind of, hopefully I'll not be for a very long time, but I don't want to lie on my deathbed saying I should have done this or I should have done that. So now I just face the fear and do it anyway and hope for the best. And as I say, sometimes things don't always go according to plan. That's business. It happens every day, but I think it's what we take out of it, and the lesson that we learned. So it's not really, it's not really failure. Failure isn't really a thing. It's how can I overcome this, or how can I tweak this to do what I need to do or get where I need to go.
Yeah. And again, I think that's like an Irish thing of the fear of failure as well. Like in America, they'd say you're not a real entrepreneur until you failed 5 times at business, you know, whereas we would be more worried about it. But I think there's always a way to pivot. There's always a way to move it. It's just learning every single time. That didn't work, so I'm going to do it this way. That didn't work, so
Yeah,
I'm going to do it
you
this
do.
way.
You do need a certain element of kind of something kind of going a bit wrong, or it didn't work out, and it's trial and error. And I think the more you're able to deal with the stuff that's not going well, it actually makes you a better, stronger person for it business wise.
Yeah,
As much as
definitely.
you get a bit of a gunk, but I think it does prepare you for other things, and it does help you so much. Like,
Yeah. And I think sometimes, like we were saying before, it is the universe saying, you're not ready for the big things, so I'm going to throw these things at you to get you ready, so you can learn and grow and grow. And then when that comes, you can handle it,
yeah,
so kind of, I always say, enjoy the journey because those things are meant to be there, though, even if they don't feel so good at the time, they're preparing you for something bigger and better along the way.
totally, and it can be something silly. It doesn't have to be big major stuff. It can be something silly, but at the time, when you look back on those things now, you're like, oh yeah, that happened because of that.
Yeah.
As I say, the dots always join up backwards; they never join up ahead forward.
Hmm.
So that's kind of now why it happened, but at the time when you're stuck in the moment, you're like, Jesus, you know.
Yeah. And so, in line with that, really, what advice would you give to your younger self now, knowing what you know, or not even, 5 years ago, what would you give to yourself when you were starting out? You know,
5 years ago, even my younger self, I think I had a lot of self-doubt. And, as I say, anybody that's thinking about opening up their own business or maybe doing what they want to do, I think just go for it. And, sometimes things may seem unachievable at that point in time. But I think if you break it down into bite-sized amounts and work towards it, what would I say to my younger self? I don't know. Emma, God, maybe less partying or something.
whoa, never less partying. Get that out of your system when you're younger.
I think in general, not so much myself, but I think in general, surround yourself with inspirational people. Surround yourself with a good network around you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say, like, as I say, don't sit with the sitters.
yeah,
That's what I would say. And not that I've ever sat with the sitters, but sometimes the environment that you're in can maybe not really inspire you to be on the right path. So yeah, don't sit with the sitters. Say walk with the walkers, run with the runners, but don't sit with the sitters. And that's what I would say to anybody that maybe is not in an environment that they need to progress.
yeah. And I think that's a good thing about things like Audible and books. And, if you can surround yourself virtually with people who inspire you and people, right now, maybe we can't go to the networking events or we can't join groups or whatever. So, but online, like in the morning, I'll listen to 10 minutes of just motivation or
Yeah.
someone, telling me I'm great, whatever it is, or,
Yeah.
you can do this. And
Yeah.
the difference it makes, it's
The,
mad, just what you're putting into your brain.
yeah, the difference it makes, and as you say too, like the Americans, they'd all love themselves. Like they have no problem saying, you know what, I am the best,
Hmm.
whatever it is, marketer, I'm the best. Reflex all, just that they'll come out and tell you. Whereas we're slightly more reserved. But yeah, I think it is. It's all about just tuning in to something in the morning, reading a book, even some of them inspirational quotes as well on Facebook. It can be just one word that you need that day to help you, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like I still do some of the quotes on my page, but that I do them always from a place of like what I needed to hear myself that week, or you know, something like that. So I
Totally,
always think it just like you say, one line could, if someone writes back and says that's what I need to hear today, I'm like, that's
yeah,
needed. Yeah,
totally
definitely.
true. Yeah.
What would you say was on your bucket list before you kick the bucket? It's a bad way to do it, but you know, it's a bad way to say it. But even before you know, in the next 10, 20 years, what would you love to do?
Oh, oh, there's so much, Emma. I think I want to do a bit more traveling. I think now COVID's really, really triggered a lot of stuff in people now than ever before. And I think life's for living as well. So I think for me, it's all about making my business work for me as opposed to me working for my business. So I'm hoping to maybe do a bit more traveling with the girls. I had my girls youngish. I had them at 22 and 27. So I spent maybe a good bit of my 20s as well, kind of being mammy, babies. So I'm hoping to enjoy going traveling with them. I suppose I'd love a wee holiday home somewhere. And I don't know, maybe there's that much. I haven't really thought about it, but I'm just excited to where I am now at the moment.
Yeah, and that's, I suppose that it's going to be on everyone's list. It's definitely on mine to travel
Yeah.
because when you're something's taken away from you, you're kind of like, oh, I really want that again.
So true.
Um, but as well, you know, I think I've heard it from a lot of business owners. It's like, I want to change the way I was doing business. I don't want to
Yeah.
be flat out busy. I want a work-life balance, and I want my work to enable me to do the things on my bucket list as well. You know, not wait until you're 65 and you've retired and then go, okay, now I'll do the things I wanted to do. And I suppose
Yeah.
that was always my thing. I want to be on a beach in Bali or a beach in Donegal and still be making money and still my business to be running, or you know, looking after my family and still have
Yeah.
my business running. But I think it's a good, I know it's not a good thing. COVID is not a good thing, but we can take good things out of it, do you know, and especially in business wise, to look at
Yes.
the way we were doing things and the way maybe we should be moving forward.
Yeah, I think it's all about working smarter, not harder as well, Emma. So online for sure. And it doesn't matter what business you have, you can go online. Whether it's baby reflexology or how to upstyle furniture, whatever it is,
Yep.
you can work smarter. And it's all about having as much of a life as we can as well, and enjoying the time that we have with our families.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay, so we're nearly at 30 minutes. I always find it like just flies. I'm like, what's going on here? But I have just two more questions for you before we finish up. So one's a funny one and one's just a normal one.
Okay.
If you could have like one superpower, what would it be and why?
Well, I had to have a think about that because I thought, right, for me, it would be to be able to turn back time or like time travel, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if you could turn back time, there's a lot of stuff you could do. You could even prevent a car accident. You could prevent, whatever. So yeah, time travel for me, and just to be able to go back maybe 1,000 years or whatever, just to be able to see what the crack was, and
That's
also
what I
see loved ones again, maybe for the last time or whatever. So for me, I think time traveling gives you a lot of freedom there, because sometimes prevention is better than cure. So if you're able to go back in time and prevent something that happened, you're kind of that's I think that was the best one out of the list for me anyway, for sure.
Okay, perfect. So before we just let you go, I know there's some things coming up that are like, you know, in the future and you can't talk about
Mhm.
them, but is there anything coming up immediately or any way we can work with you at the minute? You know, some
So
people.
yeah, what's coming up immediately now? So we've our next set of baby reflexology classes, and you'll get my details on Harmony Babies baby reflexology classes. So the next batch of classes is starting in April. They're nearly fully booked up because I kind of tend to keep the classes smaller, to allow for parents to ask questions, interact. So yeah, that's coming up in April, and I'm also available too as well that anybody wants to discuss any kind of treatments, fertility treatments. Anybody going through IVF, the fertility clinics are all open now at the moment still. They're still running routine procedure, routine fertility procedures are still running. So anybody that wants to discuss maybe getting a bit of reflexology done or fertility massage, and
Okay.
what it entails, and the benefits and different things, just pop me a message on Harmony Lane Holistics, and I'll give you as much advice as I possibly can.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. It was great to have a chat again, just to catch up. I would love to be
Thanks
able
for
to, no worries. I'd love to be able to see you like at a networking event in person soon, like actually face to face, talking to each other. Um, Fingers crossed it'll be soon. But thank you so much, really good advice there. And what I'm going to do is just pop your link to your Instagram on here, and the guys can contact you on that or whatever works. Is that okay?
Thanks a million. Thanks for having me, Emma. It was
No
great, and it
worries.
was fun. And as it'll be great to see everybody in person again soon and start enjoying ourselves once more again.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Okay. Have a great Wednesday.
Thanks. Bye, Emma.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.